Goose Cloud, Goose Cloud, Goose Cloud, Goose Cloud, Williams, Conor, Konnichiwa, 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 Konnichiwa. David McWilliams, Ivan Yates, News Talk 106, Des O'Brien, Dermot Desmond, Dargan Mars. Hope you're ready for a test drive. Gonna bust out the Mitzi Turbo. We're gonna try and go for gold. All over Japan. Tokyo. Tokyo Drift. Tokyo Shift. It's almost 6 o'clock. Welcome back, guys. Conor Williams here. The goose has landed. Big shout out to everybody there. Jimmy Jesus, Brabzilla, Howard Green, Lee Duncan, D. Luncan, Dunkin' Donut, Sam Wood, Francesco Sconis, Jay Magoo. Thank you very much. Hope you're all keeping well. Sorry there, a bit of a sabbatical I took. I think I've done a lot for the stream, to be honest, since I first arrived on the scene back in the midsummer of 2019. I think I've done a lot for the stream. I really do. I revolutionized live streaming with one fell sweep of the Nuremberg trial. Never made the gold trophy, but I was within a gnat's knacker away from getting that gold trophy. Jay Magoo, how the hell are you? Thank you very much. Did you get onto Zurich yet? They're waiting your call. They're waiting by the phone right now. It's ZurichLife.ie. Quick little look there at the latest workplace future navigation. From the age of anxiety to an era of opportunity, workers across the globe are worried about their future. To tackle these concerns effectively, we may need to transform the employee benefit landscape. Many workers across Ireland and around the world today, it's a global worry, have one thing in common. They're worried. The unprecedented pace of change, the unrelenting change of pace, and the worrisome pace of that change, driven by digital transformation. iPhones, Steve Jobs phones, you name it. iWatches, iChips inside your brains. In fact, Zonad has just had a chip implanted in his right testicle, which tells him the weather wherever he is 24/7. It has gone septic. The actual surgery itself was done by a back alley prancer. And Zonad, if you're watching today, man, get well soon, bud. We're all rooting for you. Get well soon. You've done a lot for the city. You've done a lot for the city.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
5G is just about to take off. The 5th generation of Shaboozle. Let's see this. Okay, let's get into this. Save the picture, yeah. You may be wondering, guys, why I'm driving a Mitsubishi Turbo. I think I've done a lot for Mitsubishi, to be honest. I brought them into the future, and if they don't have my help, they'll be going straight back into the past. We're gonna hit the track today and try and work our way up. We're starting on Gran Turismo Sport. Gilly, thanks very much for the €2. That's a real nice situation. It's a sweet little piece. And thank you so much. Gran Turismo Sport, GT Sport. We've got highlights of the F1 from Suzuka coming right up. It's going right up your arse. And we're going to work our way up. We've got 50,000 credits. Gran Turismo credits. And we're going to work our way up to the top of the tree. We haven't got an AMG. I went out and bought a second-hand Mitsubishi Turbo. And then did it up with a few logos and sponsors. I, of course, am seeing great dividends from Goose, Zurich, and Boos, which is going to be my new startup. You're all invited to the launch of that. That's going to be coming up pretty soon. Pretty amazing stuff. But yeah, I've been in Japan for the past 2.5 weeks. It's been a real blast. An absolute blast. We jetted off there from Dublin. Myself and a few friends. Mama Swing. The Jordanian Cream Piper. And a couple of other friends as well. I don't know if you've seen them before. Greta Thunberg. And Ivano Yateser. An absolute creamer. King of the creams. Ivano Yates. And it was just the 5 of us on a sweet little flight, non-stop all the way over. Wasn't without its trials and tribulations, guys.
It's almost 6
Okay.
o'clock.
I booked us onto first class business lounge, where they had Grey Goose floating around the interior cabin in a remote control blimp, which was piloted by one of the cabin staff that was dedicated full time to the Goose blimp. The blimp would fly around and then decant shots of Goose onto our tongues. Greta, unfortunately, is not of drinking age, so she couldn't partake. You could tell by the look on her face there, she was very angry at that. And we were just like, look, Greta, you've enough on your plate with carbon neutralization of the globe. I think I've done a lot for you in getting you onto this flight. So don't be kicking off when you cannot start drinking Goose on tap. So we gave her a Club Orange. She went to sleep. It was fine.
6 o'clock.
Until she started giving jip to the flight attendant because there was no vegan option on the menu. Aer Lingus, if you're watching, you'd want to sort that out. Not that I care. I'm a full-on roast beef kind of guy myself. Greta Thunberg, however, threw a hissy fit, and there was no vegan food. To go to sleep, she took off her shoes, and her feet stank. So we had to have a word with one of the cabin staff and say, listen, can you, because we didn't want to break her heart, said, could you go over and tell Greta to move back to coach or put her shoes on. She wouldn't put her shoes on, and even if she did, they were just Crocs. So the smell would still have got through those little holes on those shoes. And she went back. I think I've done a lot for the plane and Greta as a person, so I don't think that I was well within my rights to tell her to go back.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
But yeah, it was a great flight. The Jordanian cream pipe on Greta's exit took out his sweet creamy saxophone and started blasting that baby. The Tijuana Brass let's get back to this. And we all cried tears of happiness and despair. Mama Swing, she laughed like a soft, mad, innocent person, smug in the woolly cotton brains of crystallization. Let's hit the campaign screen. GT League. We're gonna take the Lancer onto the beginner league track, work our way up, make some moolah rouge, and just really get to grips, hopefully with the dynamics of what GT Sport has to offer. I think I've done a lot for the GT Sport game, to be honest. I don't think anybody is playing this much or, racing these tracks.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Goose Thunderburger, thank you very much. Conor Celebrare, very kind of you. I hope you're well, man. I hope you're well, bud. It's great to see everyone out there in the chat. Eric, Ian Kelly. Sarah, how are you? Connor Fowler. Scruffy. Fisticuffs Mart. Let's have a little look here. Driving options, car settings, driving options. Assist preset selection, no. We don't want any automated selections. Mark, formerly Sweet Beast, thank you very much. Let's get into this. Let's get into this.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Welcome back. Thank you very much for the sweet tip of Lulu. As we start off on a quest for ultimate Mercedes pleasure. Unfortunately, you start off on GT Sport with not that much in your back wallet. I even went to them and said, look, Howard Green, thank you very much, Howard. Said, look, Conzo William Adas here, ready and waiting at your service. Any chance you can weasel me an AMG at the back of your garage? Said no. And that was the creator, actually, a guy called Takamoto, who's funny how his name has moto in his name, like, you know, and he's designing a game about cars. Said no chance, Connor. We can't do that. We can't pull any punches here. You're not getting a Merc off the bat. So look, I said, look, I think I've done a lot for the game. I think I've done a lot for the franchise. I think I've done a lot for you, Takamoto. How about I slap a superannuation deal on the table in front of you here? I'll bring you down to Zurich later on, get you a Cinta. He said, no, I already have a pension home here in Japan. And said I have to go soon enough. The smell in the room isn't really making me want to stay any longer. I had a little sniff, but by that time I'd become accustomed to the smell. It was, of course, Greta's shoes, which she left the side of the door during the meeting. They were kicking off some kind of stink. Kind of a mixture of like deer feces and innocent smooth, like gone off innocent smoothies. So we had to have words with that, and unfortunately she's gone missing at the moment. She ran off. She's somewhere around Tokyo at the moment. Pure Tokyo drift. It's not good. Let's see if we can get a pedal cam going here. Sam Pellegrino. Slugfoot, thank you very much, Slugfoot. No more GT5 Conzo from Brain Slug. Now, well, we're onto the sport, man. We're trying to get... I think I did a lot for GT5, to be honest with you. We're actually bringing the sport into the new realm. Slugfoot, thank you. Best of luck to Brain Slug, who came down with a bad case of Slugfoot. And there's Brain Slug, the ghost god himself. Thank you very much. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing well. And that everything is going rosy with you. Yeah, we're over here in Japan at the moment for the rugby. It's a real experience. Gape, thank you very much for that. Big shout out to you guys and all the horns as well. Level increased to level 2. Yeah, the rug. We've been at the rug every match we've seen, every match we've played. Bit of a storm there the last day with Typhoon Hagibis.
6 o'clock.
Fucking hell, Smoldering Shamrock, thank you very much. It's almost 6 o'clock. Smoldering Shamrock, thank you very much. That means a lot, buddy. Thank you.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Can't believe it. Great to see you back, Conor. Missed you. It was too peaceful out there. Anaconda Jeezy, how you getting on, man? Great to see you. Great to see you. Where were you the last day in Suzuka? We were drinking from a goose blimp down at the pit shack for Bottas's celebratory win. It was fantastic. We were looking around for you, man. Couldn't see you. Ian Kelly, thanks very much. The Kelster, the Book of Kells, thanks very much. Great to see you back, says Shamrock. This is all I have left after Hobbs coin went bust. I know you'll invest in a high return portfolio. Tell Muttman we said hi. He's down a lot for the stream. Well, I tell you something else, guys. I know there's been a lot of consternation out there, and between you and me, I've been having a real fucking nightmare of a few months. The divorce is gonna go through any day soon. The wedding between Mr. Tickles and my ex, she's not fully my ex, so that's been put on the back burner. And thank God, says I, because I'm arranging the stag do for Mr. Tickles. And that's been offset because of the legal terms and agreements that I have to get figured out and straightened out with herself. But she's looking for full custody of Arhar. I, on the other hand, may see full custody of Muttman. So I'm pretty positive that little fella is going to be coming along for a groovy ride around Tokyo Drift one of the days. You will get to see that guy, because it's been too long. He has been asking for you as well. And especially you, Shamrock.
It's almost
Especially you.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Thank you very much. Brian Lynch, The Lynchian Dream, David Lynch, featuring Greta Thunberg, the Jordanian Cream Puzzler, and also the deep, dark, smoky-eyed bandit, Mama Swing, Swingtastic,
6 o'clock.
Conal William Adas, thank you very much. You're a great goose. Thank you very much.
5 lights out here at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix highlights on Network 2. Vettel didn't get a great start. He's being outpassed by Valtteri Bottas. And now it's Hamilton on Charles Leclerc. And through on the outside goes Max Verstappen now. Charles Leclerc is challenging. He touches Verstappen. Verstappen goes spinny, winny, woo-woo right into the grassy knoll area there. Conspiracy. Yes, I think there was one. Let's go live to Leclerc's headpiece.
Oh, got damage.
Sad news there from Leclerc, who has an early onset dementia. Look at this. Typhoon Hagibis did not make Suzuka today, but it doesn't matter because Leclerc has brought his own storm to the teacup. What did Strap have to say?
Where should I go? He's just gonna sit into my car.
Where will she go? He's gonna sit in my car, I think he said.
We need to box the slap box.
We need to box the slap box.
Just to let you know, the car doesn't feel that bad. I know it probably looks bad, but the car is quite okay.
The car squirts okay.
Yeah, you can see that absolute carnage there on
I'd
that
say
turn.
that's the squirting he was referencing there, or something to do with that, I don't know.
Lou Dog Hamilton.
So wait, mirror.
Yeah, he lost his mirror. You won't be able to check whether or not his nose stud is still in.
Yeah, it's a great nose stud in fairness. Look at this now, a bit of hustling and harrying between Lando Norris. Get a room, guys.
Yeah, get a room. Make sure it's really clean before you do anything in it. And clean up afterwards, too.
Lap 9 here on Network 2 for the Suzuka. Jean-Charles Leclerc's Pirelli's just tickling the outer rim there, that apex. What an absolute speed demon. And look at this, trying to get past Verstappen, and he does!
A really sweet, sweet maneuver from Ferrari.
You sing it, JP. You absolute dream weaver. Into lap 14 we go here.
Conor Williams.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
It's almost 6 o'clock, guys. More of that when we get it, and we do have it. We've plenty of it. We've actually too much of it. But I think we've done a lot for Formula One, to be honest. And it was my intention to go further and farther than anyone had ever gone before. All those guys, Bernie Ecclestone, they came to me looking for me to strategize and kind of revolutionize the brand. F1 was in a bit of a slump there for a while. I said, look, guys, you need to seriously look into F&B. Eccleston said, what's F&B? I said, food and beverage. Okay. What are you serving during the race meets? What do you have there? They said, we don't have anything. We just have high quality champagne. I said, that's great, but you need to cater for all audiences here, from hot dogs to high quality soft drinks, and also goose. And in a way, I was kind of multitasking there. I was working for Grey Goose at the time. I was bringing them into the fold, but it's been pretty good so far. It's really taking off. I think F1's beginning to see a real renaissance, thanks to me and a lot of other people too. It's not just about the goose, okay? It's about the cool, calm, refreshing taste of carbonated beverages such as San Celestino, San Pel, yeah, and San Benedito as well. Another player on the market. Little do you know that these guys all come from the same font, the same fontaine, the same fountain. It's not that hard to get your head around.
Agree to an extension if there is a significant political event likely to change the dynamics, i.e. another referendum or an election. And given where UK politics is, either one of those, but particularly election, is now very likely in the next couple of months.
All right, my thanks to Darren McCaffrey, political editor with NBC Euronews. Well, listening to that.
Now, we've got a little bit of a cinematic extravaganza for you here with Lou Dog, Loopity Lulu Lulu, who's going to take us on a Nuremberg time trial. I brought myself, Mama Swing, Ivan Yates, and the Jordanian Creamster. Brought Lewis Hamilton over to Tokyo to meet the makers of Gran Turismo to get his vibe on what was going on. So this is the resulting cut. I haven't seen the edit myself. I did do principal photography on the shoot. I think I've done a lot for the shoot, to be honest. I brought my skills and expertise there. I even brought a runner over who's in IADT. He was doing all the dog's body work for me, Gavin. Gavin, if you're watching, thanks very much. And I'll see you on fucking Saturday morning for the Fair City principal photography shoot for the special. You better be there 6 a.m, man, and have the coffee ready as well, Gavin, or you're fired. Yeah, we got this just in the can here from Loopity Lulu. Let's have a little look and see what he's doing. Yes. That look at Lulu. Before we move on there, just want to get to grips with Lou Banger's style. You may be wondering, where does he get the style guidance from? From the chest tattoos, which are very tasteful, to the neck tattoo, which is even more tasteful than the one on his chest, right down to the multiple piercings in his left earlobe, and of course, who can forget the iconic nose stud, which is a real ballsy move from Lulu. I said to him, listen, Lou, man, this is before he got it. I love the tats. And but you know what? I think it's going to be a curveball. Hear me out here. I'm not gay or anything, but a fucking nose stud. And he looked at me like I had two heads, and then he whipped out the iPhone XS and ordered a nose stud piercing where in the nearest city where he was at that time, which was Geneva. So let's have a look here. And he's rocking it. He rocks it really well, to be honest. He's got swag. Thank you very much. Call me Deadsy. Thank you very much, Deads. Thank you. You're a great, 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 great guy, Deads, and it's fantastic to have you back. And thanks very much for contributing to the Goose Lounge. Mile High Slug, thank you very much. 3 litre inline 6 turbo, says Deadsy. Conor Williams, thanks Slugfoot from Brain Slug. You've got a lot of love there, Brain Slug. And now the first words, Hestella to Stare Yo-Yo, which is code speak for what you think about that, Lewis. Let's try and see if we can hear that again. I'm not sure if the audio was loud enough.
そしたらですね、いよいよ走って
Hestella to Stare Yo-Yo.
いただこうと思います。
Yeah.
はい。
See, Loopity Loo Dog. He has the charisma he doesn't need to speak in sentences or paragraphs. Look, just listen to that again. Look at the tightness of the fade on the back of his skull. He's a great guy. And a great shirt as well. Lewis Hamilton's input here really blew the Japanese away. Let's see if we can get a replay on that.
走っていただこうと思います。
Yeah.
はい。
Yeah. Great stuff.
いよいよ走っていただこうと思います。
Yeah.
はい。
Yeah.
はい。で車は今、メルセデス AMG GT の GT3 カーですね。で車はこれで。
Just for reference here, guys. Lou Barringer said to me after the meeting, I was waiting at the side of the set like this. Menacingly waiting in the rafters. Because I was doubling up as principal photographer. Also, I was Lewis Hamilton's handler for the day. So you could tell my mind was racing. Because Lou Dog, his PR skills, or his camera face, it's certainly not as good as his driving face.
The ABS はいい。
Look at how happy he was.
まずポジションを合わせてください。大丈夫ですか？
And look at the Puma suedes there as well. He got those actually off a former, one of his favorite porn stars, Puma Suede. She sent him these Puma suedes and left some of her locks of her hair inside one of the shoes. He was very, very happy with that. And really nice skinny denim.
Okay, good. Okay. さあ GT スポーツを走るルイス、GT スポーツ初体験ですね。正真正銘の最初のラップです。
Wow,
一
great
つな
stuff,
のに
man.
すでに車の限界をつかみつつあるね。
Don't know what your man's saying here. Neither did Louis. Look at Louis there. He's just at home. And we want to have another quick, let me see if I can enlarge this piece here because you need to see what I'm seeing here. Look at the fade on the Loopity Lulu. Look at that fade. Before we arrived at the GT studio, I took a razor blade to his under cheek. I said, Lou, you've got the neck tats, the nose stud, the ear piercings. You've got it all. You've got the tight fade, but you don't want to be rocking a neck beard on Gran Turismo Sports Nürburgring trial lap. And he said, yeah.
Oh, wow, awesome.
There we go, another.
Wow, awesome. Wow, awesome. Wow, awesome. Wow, awesome.
Look at the passion in his delivery. We didn't have to do many takes purely because he didn't want to, and but I can safely say that he's a bit of a one-take wonder. And the passion with which he delivered the line, wow, that's awesome. That was ad-libbed. You wouldn't really know that to look at it. It looks so tightly scripted.
Wow, awesome. No, that's me. I love the ghost car.
He loved the ghost car. And that was fantastic news as well. When he let that one rip, I could see Tayabashu Kakamoto in the corner started to just like squirm in delight and orgasmic pleasure. Because he knew that he'd tickled Lewis Hamilton where it mattered. And also, Lewis loves ghosts. We were on a ghost train. Myself, Lou Dog, and his family out in Zanzibar 2 years ago for a memorial. And he loved it. He just loves kind of Halloween is his favorite time of year. He has another tattoo that you don't actually ever get to see. You've seen the one on his neck. You've seen the one on his chest. You should see the one on his arse. It's a little ghost going like this. It's fantastic stuff. He doesn't get that out often. Only at family occasions, special occasions, and funerals.
ギアが流れたけど GT スポーツ初めてなのにもうパッとキャッチしたね
Don't know what your man's saying here. Don't know what your man was saying here. Look at those Puma Swedes, man.
Slow down. Oh, penalty.
ちょっとだけアクセルを戻して
This is so awesome. I love it.
Did you see that?
This is so awesome. I love it. 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 I love it.
Go on, Lou Dog. Nicole, thanks very much,
4
Nicole.
周目で2分フラットまで行ったのはすごいです
The feedback is really nice for this. I like it.
Again, he liked the ghost car. He loved the feedback. And it was so, he loved the whole situation was so awesome to him. I cannot wait to get behind the wheel of that AMG that he's driving. Polly, thank you very much. Can you wish my good friend Amir a happy birthday and tell him to hurry up with getting his citizenship? Listen, Amir, look, if you're having trouble getting citizenship in Dublin, you might want to pop in to see Bruno down at the brokership. Thank you very much, Bruno. Happy birthday, Amir. And look, once you've got that passport, swing by the broker, man. We'll crack open a goose cloud and we'll make you float on cloud 9, man. We're gonna get your superannuated up to the 9s. Thank you very much. Let's have a look here.
それはすごく嬉しいです
How'd you feel about my lines?
How'd you feel about my
綺麗なライン
lines?
だと思うんですけどアウトに振ってこう戻ってくるところがF1 マシンだとこう S 字段階で完全にアウトまで振れるんですけどこの車やっぱりちょっと重いのでそこまでアウトに振れないかもしれないです
He's a real sweet dreamer.
It's really amazing to drive the track.
Look at that. I was waiting menacingly in the rafters, just telling the...
So much like the real thing. It's exactly the same.
It's exactly the same. Did you hear that?
It's so much like the real thing. 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 It's exactly the same.
He's a great guy.
すごいそれはよかったいやここでね AP
While this was all going on, Takamoto was in the corner. He whipped out a Ouija board. I gave him a glance, as if to say, Tak, man, what are you at? Whilst Lou Dog was doing his lap of the ring, Takamoto spelled out one big massive word. Goose. Space. N-O-W. Turns out Takamoto was a bit fond of the and wanted to go for a sneaky cloud at the side of Lewis Hamilton's cockpit. So off camera, I managed to throw a mini shot that I still had from the Aer Lingus flight over to him, and he necked it. And the rest is history, you know. He's back on the sauce, but I mean, what better sauce to be on than the Goo Goo Dolls? Let's have a look here and see what we got.
X にちゃんとつけていくとこがすごいですよねって当たり前なんですけど。
A cheeky goose bag, yeah. Grid Rain, he was on a cheeky goose bag.
What I love is the discovery of finding the limit of a new car, new lines, where it's grippy, understanding the tires. See, this track, it has the long straights, so
He
it's
has
the
long
reason I
straights
usually
on
do
the track.
wide motion is to get the power and run this, open up the trajectory on the exit
Open up the
to
trajectory,
beat this time.
see what's going on.
I like it. I always usually drive like this. I love this position.
OK こっちの方がいいかもしれない。
Takamoto, they're
はい、
laughing,
Day2 のルイスの走りです。
chattering and
昨日もベストラ
stuttering
ップを出してくれ
blindly.
たんですが、リプレイを取り損ねたので、今日改めて走ってもらいます。
What's he on about? Just while we're on the subject there, guys, of the Goo Goo Dolls, we actually lost them on the flight over. They were with us on the way to Tokyo. We were flying over the Eurasian subcontinent. The Goo Goo Dolls did bail out, took a couple of parachutes and said, listen, Conor, we're going to fuck off. Last I heard, they were actually caught and imprisoned in a Goo Goo gulag out in Siberia. One of my paparazzi buddies managed to get a picture here of the Goo Goo Dolls trapped. Let me turn that off there. In a Goo Goo gulag behind barbed wire. The Goo Goo gulag is shaped like a child's rattle, a baby's rattle, and they're inside that piece. I don't know if we can we get their faces on that? Yeah, we can see there. Look. They seem to be trapped inside the Goo Goo gulag, out in the wilds, the back beyond, and they've got a telescope as well. Coded message came through on WhatsApp earlier on saying, "We do want the world to save me, and we do think that they will understand. We're kind of fucked up, and we've been broke. Our backs are broken. I just hope that you know where I am." And indeed, we do know where they are. They're trapped out in Siberia. So if anybody can get out to those Goo Goo boys, they are stuck and they are fucked. Back to the Goose Master himself here.
昨日よりです。もういきなり最初から速い。
Don't know what the Japanese fella is saying here, but I
ア
mean,
グレッシブなんだけど丁寧だね。
Harigashina Materna Mahe or something. I think he was speaking Irish there.
なんだけど丁寧だね。アグレッシブなんだけど丁寧だね。
I love the delivery there. He went very sensual on that last bit of Tenamahe.
なんだけど丁寧だね。
That's great
す
stuff.
ごい操作が丁寧。
Beautiful. Whoa, he's changed the Pumas. And this is Ludog all over, you know. He's a bit of he's a Renaissance man. He's great on the track. But he's a fashionista, you know. He cannot do a lap of the ring without changing his Pumas. He's been paid for that as well. God bless his soul.
Yeah, just close, huh?
Yes. 昨日でも57秒台出てましたね。
What?
So for me, my focus is always to make sure that when you're braking straight, not braking while turning. And always looking ahead.
Great
for
advice
braking
from the
points.
Lou.
And you have to look at different corner types. So for example, this corner has a very small straight afterwards.
Right.
You know, just going uphill, so
Look
all
at
the
his
time is on
wrists. Look at he's
the
got
entry and
very
the apex speed. You
very
can get the power
thin
quite late
wrists.
Here. Here is about just getting to the apex and keeping your minimum speed up. So not letting your speed drop too much, and it's more of a rounded corner rather than a V.
Wow.
Again, it's all about braking late and deep, but not being too far out wide. Here, it's kind of, you want to be...
I was speaking to Takamoto after this, and he said he didn't understand a word Lewis was saying. He just kept on nodding and smiling, and it was the same for Lewis.
kind of mid corner, but you want to get to the apex here
You're in first, Lou.
and hold the apex. And the key is here is your rear tires already should be quite hot by now, so important to get to this side here and patient
Late
to
and
get on
deep.
power early to get a good exit of this corner, because in all the different cars I drive, this is a very tricky complex.
Great stuff.
Too much speed in, all those kind of things. So I find that a challenge when I'm doing my lap. So I try a lap now.
Let's have a
So
look
when
here.
I start a lap,
More. We've got a little bit of color at the end. Mostly technical chat. You get bored of that after a minute or two, but if you want to go on YouTube, the whole thing is there. There's like 5 or 6 parts to this. Don't know how they managed to get that much. They didn't cut much out anyway, and I think he did a lot for Gran Turismo Sport. I was actually getting onto Gran Turismo Sport to say, "What's your F&B game?" And they were like, "Konnichiwa, Kayabashu," whatever they were saying. I don't know. I said, "Food and beverage. I know you're into your sushi, your bento box, but I've been bent over backwards trying to figure out a brand new strategy for your game, and also your canteen downstairs. It's sadly lacking." Great stuff. Nice.
okay,
Yes, 6.8.
the setup is better.
まあでもこうやってルイスが
Bit of a Lewis there. He said the setup is better, and he was looking for Takamoto to reciprocate, but he didn't. Takamoto didn't really reciprocate in the way that Lewis had anticipated, and I think you can see that there was a look of disdain from the Lou dog towards Takamoto. Let's have another little cheeky gander at
クラシ
that.
コを攻めていくのをまあでもこうやってルイス
See
が
that?
The setup is better.
まあでもこうやって
See
ル
that?
イスが
The setup is better.
まあでもこうやってまあでもこうやってルイスが
He's disgusted.
ルイスやってルイスやってルイスやってルイ
Lewis
ス
is
やって
thinking.
やってルイス
Look, Lewis's face there is thinking, "Who the fuck is this guy?" You know, I'm here doing my best. I'm out here busting my balls to get this game, Gran Turismo Sport, off the ground, because you're up against the heavy hitters. You know, there's Forza Motorsport. There's a whole host of options out there anymore. GT, it's not what it used to be, and rightly so. The Lou Banger was upset. Let's have another
や
one.
ってルイスが
He's looking around. He was actually looking at me then. You wouldn't know that, but look at where he looks. He shoots it.
やってルイ
Look, he's looking over at me. He's going, "Conor, what's going on, man? When's this over? I want to get back to the hotel."
スが
He was meeting up with one of those Kardashian sisters for an Instagram shoot or something. What's their name? They're one of the sisters, but they're not called Kardashian. What's her name? I can't remember her name. He just wanted his F&B, is right. It's almost 6 o'clock. Conor, Joe Rogan, thank you very much.
トラックを攻めていくのを
Jenner, yeah, Kylie Jenner.
リアルタイムに見られるってものすごい贅沢ですね
You wanna drive?
See that? Love that little cut.
You wanna drive?
Great cut. It's a fantastic cut.
You wanna drive?
Whoa. Part 1. That's the end of part 1. Plenty more where that came from. Let's get some music going here. Might tune up this car here. Car settings, let's have a look. 59,000 credits. 59,000 credits. We're gonna do this baby up. Quick tune at the power level. Bring her up to what? 412? I don't know. Will we be allowed to enter? Forget it. We'll just hit the track again. Back in the Sunday Cup, trying to rank up and up. We got the car, we got the attitude. We mightn't have all the licenses yet, but we've got bags of enthusiasm, bucket loads of attitude, and a lot of spunk to boot. Entering the beginner league on this, the Monday, the 14th of October. Hope you're all doing well out there and that you're having a great day. We're hitting the Drivetime tarmac as usual. Those twilight hours between 4 and 6, when all you've got on your mind is the road home. Whatever your troubles are, let them all drift away as you hit pedal to the metal, cranking it up to top gear, hitting your dump valve hard. Oh. It's almost 6 o'clock. Kev Collins, man. Cheers. Thank you very much. Collins, anytime you're swinging by the Zurich brokerage down in either Docky or Cabinteely, give us a shout, man. We'll hook you up. We'll hook you up with a pension that'll blow your mind. Thank you very much. Also, to Jeer Wheeze. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Okay, so our best place in this race was third. Breffney, thanks very much, Breff. The Breff monster.
Well, you see, if you use your debit card in there, you get like.
See if we can get our.
Well, speaking of Japan, they do all these Asian food.
Can we get our pedal cam on there? The mutant. How are you, mutant? Ashling, Finbar, Loeb, bag of boxes, B to the B. Right up your alley, Ivan. Right up your alley.
Students now.
See if we can get our foot cam going. Deirdre! There we go. I'm gonna switch from the Adidas. We're actually sponsored by Adidas today. Thanks very much to Adidas for the sponsorship of the pedals. I think I've done a lot for Adidas.
They're online banks. Well, Revolut isn't actually a bank at all. It's a finance house. It doesn't provide loans or.
Doesn't provide loans, it just provides crones. Cronaldo, which is Cristiano Ronaldo's new Instagram handle, which I convinced him to have. It's like Cronaldo. It just rolls off the tip of the tongue, Chris. And he said, I might think about that. I've got a match the weekend. I just want to focus on getting ripped for that. I said, listen, you have more Instagram followers than Jesus Christ. You're an absolute machine, Ronaldo. And he said, yeah, I know. Do you want to wait around my house while I go to training? And I did. I just hung out in his lounge, watched his 70-inch UHD curved TV, and fell asleep. I was there for a couple of weeks on his couch. He's such a nice guy. He didn't tell me to go, but I heard them one of the mornings. His wife was smashing dishes and like closing the doors really loudly, and then having an argument with him in Portuguese, saying, when's this Conor guy gonna go? She didn't really like me, you could tell. But I didn't bring a change of clothes, so I was just in my polo neck and my cardigan for 2 weeks. And they actually stank by the end of that. I threw them in the washing machine, and I just pulled out one of his Portugal kits, full kit, socks, shorts, and the shirt. And I just I lounged around the house in those until his wife kicked me out. And then I went back home to Cabinteely, where my ex-wife was kicking me out. She'd already kicked me out. Like, you know, not a month has gone by here where I haven't been kicked out of the house by someone's wife. I don't know why that's happening. I said to Cristiano Ronaldo, I think I've done a lot for your house and your wife.
That's a very good rate. That's very favourable. But it needs a guarantor and a current account with AIB. Over at Bank of Ireland, you can borrow up to 10,000 at 5%. So that's very, very good. And they have a deferred payment system in place, so you don't have to pay for the first couple of months, which is quite good. But I would say to everybody, Ulster Bank has a free overdraft as well. Depending on what course you're doing, by the way, Ulster Bank has a little selection going on there with their customers. So if you're going to be doing one of the posh courses and earning money in the future, they'll give you a better deal. Go to your local credit union. I've said it before in the show. I'm a big fan of credit unions, and they are extremely empathetic towards students.
You asked earlier,
boost up the car there and make it faster.
And stay with that bank. Ivan Henry Hippo from Ulster Bank in the 1980s. They came to the National School. I still have it. And someone else says, I opened a bank account at Bank of Ireland on Marion Row in 1963 because it was close to the College of Science.
Denise,
where I began my engineering studies.
Denise of D4, thanks very much. Look at that, man. 1979, Margaret Thatcher becomes Prime Minister of the UK.
Joint account.
I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. I don't think so. I haven't heard of anybody getting a joint account, but I'm sure if there's somebody out there, they will let us know.
Finally, were you watching this morning from Westminster, Buckingham Palace, the Queen?
Cheer Wheeze!
And Blackrod.
Thank you very much, Cheer Wheeze.
Did you like it?
And low.
Shade that she was throwing barrels. I'd say she wasn't a bit pleased going out there just to, pump out the Conservative.
Pump out a Conservative low.
None of this is going to happen.
Thanks very much, Lo. It's great to see you. Great to have you back in the fold.
This is interesting. For the first time in history,
there we go.
She has done her Queen's speech now for
65 years.
65 years. This is the first time she hasn't worn the state crown.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
It's incredibly heavy. So, but you can't give it without it. So what happened was she wore a lighter crown because she has several to choose from. Let's not forget, and they brought the state crown in its own carriage to Westminster and sat it beside her.
Don't you feel sorry for her consort, Prince Charles?
Don't you feel sorry? Don't you feel sorry for her consort?
Will he ever be king?
Will you ever be king?
Don't worry, he's didn't lick it off the ground. He is watching.
Didn't lick it off the ground.
Of course he will.
Of course he will.
All things being equal. Well, her mother lived to 101.
Oh, stop.
Let's not.
All right, Sinead Ryan, our royalist correspondent, and thank you for that consumer advice to students. Still to come. Well, a lot of market reaction from in relation to Goldman Sachs and others in relation to Brexit and Amazon. What are they doing now? They're going into healthcare. Stay tuned.
The Hard Shoulder on News Talk.
With the Nissan Leaf, the 100% electric car that could save your family thousands every year. Nissan. Innovation that excites.
Innovation that excites.
Welcome back to the highlights here, the Suzuka Grand Prix here on Network 2 as Charles Leclerc overtakes Kimi Raikkonen. Where's he pulling these out? He's got a big, massive bouquet of overtaking flowers, which he purchased from Interflora. They've delivered, and he's pulling them out one by one, rose petal after rose petal. Into lap 15 we go here. The Red Bull pit stoppers are opening their door shaft for Verstappen Nakaruru, who's come in nice and smoothly. And what's he getting changed? Is he getting a tire taken away or something? He's getting a new fucking set of balloons on. That's it. Verstappen the Rapper is done.
Lou Dog, what's going on, buddy? It's Conor here, back at the pit shack. Look, you're in third at the moment. You're a little bit behind, but we're gonna get you back on track.
And Valtteri, how far?
Yeah, Valtteri's got nearly a full pit stop ahead.
How have I lost that much time?
Really don't know, Lou, but we definitely lost time behind Vettel.
I'm out of the race now. If tank is that massive, why didn't you give me hard tyres? Can you guys explain a bit, please? 'Cause I'm basically out of the race with a pit stop behind.
Don't be cheeky, Lou Dog. Don't be cheeky. Go back to your own bleeding pit stop and be cheeky.
Look what we've got going on over here. The incredible Hulkenberg is making gains here on the Russian Kvyat. And he's going to try and overtake. He's got DRS, so he's got the advantage. And look at that, going wheel to wheel against him. Sexual maneuver there.
And look who's waiting menacingly in the back shafter as he comes in nice and liquid smooth. Sergio Perez really making a monkey out of the Russian there. Do they have monkeys in Russia? Maybe not.
Too cold, I'd say.
And look at this! Charles Leclerc gaslighting Gasly on the Hideo Kojima Turnpike. Right up his little wheelbase.
Conor Williams. How's it going, guys? I've just switched over to the racing slips there after I saw Pierre Gasly get gaslighted right out of the main frame. It was a fantastic race, and I actually spoke to Gasly after. He gave me these slips, which look exactly like the last pair I did have, but don't let that fool you. These are the real Gasly deal, and I'm actually making up great ground here as we go for a gold trophy on the Sunday Cup, the inaugural race of the GT franchise. This one really is an old school turn up, do what you can affair. You're not going to get top dog unless you're pulling in the horsepower. Maybe about 347 brake horsepower. We've just upgraded the engine of the Mitzi, and you know what? I think I've done a lot for the Mitzi, to be honest. I think I've done a lot for that. It's a fantastic bit of driving as well. Let's see what we can do here. Conor Williams in third. He's making it harder for Tanaka, who's just ahead of him. I was telling you about Hideo Tanaka, who's just ahead of me there. Maybe we can leave her in fourth. Yeah, because she's struggling there to get out of that. And then fourth again on the turnpike. The Hideo Blojima. Death Stranding. But another thing, I was actually conferring with Ivano Yates and asking him what direction. Look at that, Conor Williams in third. Not great. Any tips there on how I can catch up with Kurtig or Tanaka? Would be really helpful to me. I think I've done a lot for Tanaka, to be honest. But I don't know how to catch this guy. Nasdaq, thanks very much. Thank you very much indeed, man. I don't know if we can see what's going on with the Nasdaq. Nasdaq. Live. Let's see. We got the FTSE 100 is trading at 7213.45. That's down 33. It's a bear market at the moment. It's not a bull market whose horns are pointing upwards. It's a bear whose paws are swiping downwards like this. It's almost 6 o'clock. We've got a few minutes left. What's going on here? Look. I'd like to introduce the new Bloomberg Aikito Ito, who is a full-on Jennifer Petit, who's also a basic trainer, and she's done a lot of work with Stormy Daniels and Jeff Sandals. Jeff Bezos was actually on to me yesterday morning. He wants me to get up to date with the latest iron pumping mechanisms. You've got Jane Fonda, who's got some great leg extensions. And also, let's not forget about the Jabra earbuds, which are some of the best goddamn Bluetoothers you've ever Bluetoothed. I said some stupid man was trying to sell me a pair of Bluetooths, a pair of Jabra earphones the other day. I said, they better be Bluetooth. And he said they are, and he gave me them. I've been tooting my blue all day long. It's been magnifico. It's almost 6 o'clock. Look at that. Thank you very much, Backies. Thank you very much, Back. I love consuming. Great Admiral. Thanks very much for joining us, man, and thanks for sharing that little bit of information about yourself with us. Jackie Chan too says, Conor, listen to Crab People, he's right. You need to boost your engine on the slider. Thanks very much there, Crab People, is it? Or Crab Apple? Crab People, thanks very much, man. You say Francis. Don't know who Francis is. When you upgrade the car, you have to turn up the power to go back to your setup. Good man, we're gonna do that. We'll crank up to the gigawatts. Many critics out there, ready with your pot shots, the plot thickens. Put on your mittens for the funky conditions. What would Hamilton do? What would Loopity Lulu Banger Hamilton do? And look at these guys. We've got Tanaka, Kurtig, Connor Williams, Donica Callahan from Canada. We got Taurus Stewart, Christian Avila, Orlando Booth from the States, Ian Harris, Brian Farkas, Sylvanio Farrell, Pretty Zhao, and Juby Bada. And I don't know what the FL fastest lap was Kurtig, but he didn't finish first in the whole race, so let's have a little look. We'll get back to the tune-up zone. Maybe slap that engine. I think we've done a lot for the engine, to be honest. I actually brought the engine up 2 notches, 3 notches, maybe 4 notches from what its potential power output was. We'll get back to the straight after that. We've just unlocked Kyoto Driving Park, which is an arcade track, and it really bodes well with our Japanese adventure. We're gonna have more Japanese news for you tomorrow. I was really busy with the Suzuka Grand Prix myself this weekend, so we're actually a bit short on material on that front, but look, we're not short on raw driving power, which is why everybody comes to see this. I think I've done a lot for the driving simulation franchise, to be honest. I think I've done a lot for it. You've got the likes of Gran Turismo, Hideo Takata on the dog and bone, trying to get me over to Tokyo for a PR stunt. He knows that I'm the bridge between Lewis Hamilton and the game, so I managed to take a cut out of that. It was great news for me. It's almost 6 o'clock. It's almost 6 o'clock, Josh. Thanks very much, buddy. It's great to have you all here today. Let's power this car up. I think we've done a lot for the power. We'll turn that right up to maybe about 370 brake horsepower, 368. We don't want to get cut off. And then we'll reduce the weight. We'll reduce that weight. Hang on. 94. Thank you very much, Jamie Heeslips Butt, or Butchin. Thank you very much. It's almost 6 o'clock. Scruffy. Thank you very much, bud. Look, Francis wanted me to tell you, Scruff, that he's gonna have that over to you by the end of the week. Stat. That's no messing. and he apologizes for the delay. Thank you very much for tuning in, man. I always feel a lot more comfortable behind the wheel when I know that you're watching, Scruff. Thank you very much. Shame about Julian Assange. He's been painted out to be a bit of a nihilist. Look at this, 2015, Apple Watch goes on sale. What an amazing year it was for the world and humanity. And the Apple Watch, the neck of that car, look at that. That's the neck out in New Zealand. And that's the Tokyo Outer Ring Road in Ichikawa, just on the outskirts of Chiba. You can also go for a spin around the National Gardens, which was what we did with the Civic the other day. Got a great few photos of that. As for the Corvette Stingray Racer concept, well, the rest is history on that. The rest is history on that. 6 o'clock. Francis will be on later, I believe, Neve. Yeah, thank you very much, Neve. I do believe. And Vernon Silver sends his deep regards to you as well, Neve. Thanks very much. Okay, let's do this. Let's win this gold trophy. At least one gold trophy before the drive time is out. It's 6 o'clock. It's almost 6 o'clock. It's 17:59.
Visit bonsecure.ie. Bonsecure. Advanced medicine, exceptional care.
You told us you don't like cider that's too sweet.
You don't like it.
You also told us you don't like cider that's too dry. Well, there's great news for you, because we don't make our delicious Appleman cider either of those things.
It's almost 6 o'clock.
Now all we have to do is ask you to try it. Simple. Here we go. Order an Appleman cider. Or making this ad was a complete waste of time. Appleman, the joy in simple. Always drink responsibly. Visit drinkaware.ie.
It's 6 o'clock.
Here we go!
Looking for world-class grade A office space? If so, look...
It's almost 6 o'clock. San Pellegrino. You're almost 38. Allianz. Ivan Yates. You're almost 38. Network 2. Dawkins. Network 2. Kalini. What do you got? Kilmacud. Have you got a pension yet? Sandyford. Have you got a fucking plan? What's your 5-year plan? Booterstown. Where are you working now? Sea Point. Do you have a job, John? Black Rock. Where are you working now, John? Or Sea Days. Please tell me you're working, John. Please tell me you're working. Gotta keep the money. Just gone 6 o'clock. You saw body in the boot. Body in the boot. Today FM. Mountains. Range Rover Evoque. Drove into the mountains. Zurich. Mountains. Great stuff. Thanks very much for joining us here. We're getting Logitech out of it. We're about to go into our Beginner League Sunday Cup Trophy. I think I've done a lot for the Sunday Cup, to be honest, since we entered first. And we're driving our Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, which we've souped up to about 368 brake horsepower. It's really going to be an absolute blast on the track. I know that. Yeah, it was Loopity Loo Banger who actually got me into the slips initially, and I got these off Gasly the other day when he had an unfortunate smash and crash into the Heineken billboard at the side of the Hideo Kojima hairpin just down in Suzuka. Oh. Are you ready to go gold? Are you ready for Zurich, John? John, it's just gone 6 o'clock. How are the savings going, John? How's your future? Have you taken any consideration about your future at all? The future is in your hands, John. The general election over in the States there, we saw the poll get narrower and narrower We can't really trust those guys, especially when we're coming up to 2020. Bernie Sanders is as good as gone. Best of luck to him. Hopefully his health is getting better, but nobody's going to vote for him, I don't think, because they're not going to vote for anybody who's not in good health. As for Assange, we don't know anything about him other than he loves women and he's infatuated with women, and that he's been married 3 times, and that he's going to be extradited to Sweden to face charges. The real Christ, is this live, and does he ever actually race? The real Christ, I think I've done a lot for the racing game genre, to be honest, without people like you coming into the chat, giving me some of this and that. Okay, I didn't spend 12 plus hours on an Aer Lingus business class flight to Tokyo with Greta Thunberg, Mama Swing, Ivano Yates, and fucking Eddie Jordanian Cream Pipe McGonagall, just to be lectured by you. It's almost 6 o'clock. Welcome to the stream, everyone. If you don't know who I am, the name's Conor Williams, former senior sales executive with Mercedes Ireland, partner at KPMG by the age of 23. I'm a media buyer. I'm a DOP. I do all my shooting, writing, directing. I do everything. I'm the whole kit caboodle. I've won Oscars. And I've got a closet full of IFTAs, which I never open. Why? Because nobody cares about it. I tried to tell somebody over in the States, yeah, I've got a closet full of IFTAs. They said, what's an IFTA? Is that a suit manufacturer or something? Is that an Italian suit designer? I said, no, it's just an award that you get for making TV in Ireland. Let's do this. This is gonna be really easy, guys. I think I did a lot for the horsepower of the car, to be honest. As you can see, we're on the big juicy bender, scooching into the long straight, night of the long knives, as we enter this little turnpike. It's a Mitsubishi Showdown Baluber, creamy little steamer too. Conor Williams in 9th, racking up the mileage, and we've got the super miles coming up. Miles Davis. And, of course, none other than Miles Dungan, RT1's premier historian and World War I history buff. I was actually on the phone yesterday to Miles Dungan, and we're organising an all-night drum and bass historathon. He's actually going to take a few Winston Churchills himself and get on the buzz and do a PowerPoint display. I met him over at Sonar there during the summer, and he was off his chops at Richie Houghton. Miles Dungan at the Richie Houghton gig, and he said, Miles, what's the story, man? How long are you in Barcelona for? He said, Barcelona, as if to say he didn't have a clue what was going on. I said, yeah, where we are now, I'm at Sonar. He said, I'm Miles Dungan, and I love you. And now, I just left it at that. He was dribbling a bit as well. This was at 5:50 a.m. Richie Houghton has just done a killer session. And I did tune into Miles Dungan's History Bite Size on Friday afternoon during RT's Drivetime the day after that. And you could tell he was fucking hanging. He was absolutely hanging from the rafters. And he was meant to be doing a piece on the Irish World War I contingency, the forgotten horde of men who went to defeat the Boche, who were somewhat unfairly disregarded by their fellow countrymen. Why? A lot of them disregarded them and said that they weren't proper Irishmen. They fought a war that we were neutral for. They fought with the Brits. But these guys had families. These were tough times. They had to put food on the table, like, you know. So that's one thing Dungan really stuck true to in his raison d'etre, was that the fallen shall not be forgotten. We got the gold. We're good to go. We're good to go. Let's go to our next race. Feel the passion. Feel the burn. Feel the passion. Suzuka, here we go. We're into Suzuka. It's the Sunday Cup Suzuka special. Any word from Ivan the Incredible of a holiday gifting season cookbook release, says Grid Rain. I'm not sure. We'll have to have a look there. Just in case anybody is lost at what that's about. Ivan Yates is a good friend of mine. He launched his cookbook there a few weeks ago, which was Meals from the Hard Shoulder. You've all seen this. Fans of the stream and friends of the stream all know this. He also had a what is it? Let's see if we can find that picture. We had a few pictures of that launch up somewhere. The book is selling really well. Yeah. And I actually prepared an Ivan Yates egg McMuffin the last day, and it tasted disgusting. But it was an absolutely intricate and rip-roaring preparation phase. So it was rustic. It bore all the hallmarks of a lovely rustic Dublin eatery. It had all the taste of a turd on my shoe. Let me have a look here and see if we can get that picture for you guys. See if we can get that. Conor Williams. Yeah, Ivan Yates. Notes from the Hard Shoulder, or Meals from the Hard Shoulder. We had those noodles as well that he had on the front of his book there. Ivan Yates' signature noodle dish. He's a real groovy dude, a real sweet dreamer as well. A crazy creamer and he drives a fantastic Beamer. So Mama Duck says, so disturbing. Yeah, you'd think that, but it's not. It's actually pure. It's nice, and he's a great guy as well. Yates RCA cable supplier. I thought it'd say Cabal for a second. You'll be glad to know that Ivan Yates' cookbook and Ivan Yates, he is not part of the Cabal. I tried to get him into the Cabal a few weeks ago. He's not really that way inclined. But I did go to his book launch, which was a roaring success down in Eason's on O'Connell Street. You see that there. He had something really special lined up. The crowd was out the door all the way down to O'Connell Bridge. They had to get Gordy to assist with the crowd management, which the taxpayer will pick up the bill for. You don't expect someone like Yates to have to fund that sort of stuff, you know? And there we go. That was the queue out the door. I was there myself. Ivan Yates was suspended from the roof, the ceiling, and he was signing the books with his Tadger. That was a real blast, and he did get arrested for that, unfortunately. It's almost 6 o'clock. Julian asks, Assange Pellegrino, thank you very much. Any tips on how to maintain that sweet shine on Nahavo leather Mercedes upholstery? Look, the only way you maintain that sweet shine is you don't let anyone in who's gonna be bringing snacks or drinks. I think I've done a lot for you in your upholstery maintenance, to be honest, just by giving you those 2 cents. So I think you need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe even hire someone from your local Mercedes dealership to point you in the right direction of a dry cleaners that can handle that car. Because you don't want to bring it to anyone, any Tom, Dick or Harry off the street. It's almost 6 o'clock. Let's go. Sunday Cup Race 2, grassroots entryway into racing. No restrictions on car models. I don't want that. How do I change my There we go. No, about that. That's what we want. The real Lou Banger move. Yeah, but Miles Dungan's gonna be having an all-night history-thon session his gaff next Tuesday weeknight. I think I've done a lot for Miles Dungan over the years. He's a great historian and a real demon for the yippity-dippity doodas. We actually watched the History Channel for 48 hours one night on a non-stopper. He had the decks out and he was mixing a lot of deep house with the History Channel. You know Miles, once he gets going he doesn't stop. And I said, Miles, what tune's this? It's Dung. He said, no man, it's fucking Dungan. And it was actually one of his own. He's been making Dungan core. And it was pure shite. I had to tell him. He didn't care, like, you know, he was on a love buzz. But after the Richie Houghton gig, we went back to the Airbnb, and Miles Dungan was watching 102 Minutes, the 9/11 found footage compilation movie. And he said, in his words, Miles Dungan said, 102 Minutes That Changed America is the quintessential 9/11 movie. Everything a major Hollywood motion picture would have put into a movie can be found amongst the mini DV cassette tapes which were dispatched and collected by the Freedom of Information Act boys. You can see all these videos if you want. I was on a bit of a 9/11 binge with Miles Dungan myself last month. The stroke of midnight on 9/11. We took a couple of Twin Towers, sat back and just let nature take its course. It was a fantastic session. Kinda got a little bit greasy the second day. I said to Miles, I think you've done a lot for history, Miles. You know, you've really improved the take-up on it. Definitely amongst the 25, maybe not the 25, maybe the 35 to 60-year-olds. You've got the market cornered. Maybe actually, Miles, maybe the 45 to 60-year-old market. And you know what? Miles, he started crying, and then he wiped his tears, and then he went for a dump. And he was in there for 2 hours, and he got out and I said, listen man, that sounded like a real Miles Dungan you were having. He said, no, I was just having a breakdown. I watched 102 Minutes That Changed America on my phone in the jacks. I said, Miles, we've got it on a projector here, man. He said, yeah, but I wanted to watch it with the sound up, because we were watching it in the living room on a projector with Richie Houghton Boiler Room set on YouTube. And that really complemented some of the footage. It was a real come down, to be honest. It was a come down before the come up. Let's do this. We got the silver, but we're gonna get the gold soon enough. I know that. This is true. This is so true. Thanks to Lee Duncan. Thanks to Lee Duncan there for supplying the Twin Towers. Miles Duncan was saying, who is this Duncan? I said, Duncan, you gotta meet Duncan. She's doing the God's work. Alright, Lou, time to get into the pit lane for a new set of balloons.
What do you think I've been doing this fast? God knows how many laps. Tires are dropping off.
Shut your hole, Lou, and get in.
Sorry there, just had to give the loopity Lulu a piece of my mind. He's been a real cheeky little boo-boo today, as he comes in to get a new pair of balloons slapped onto the back of his shafter. He's a bit upset about being in second, but it's all about the Mercedes today.
Look, he's nearly half a second behind Vettel, but I mean, who cares? It's about the constructor today. Mercedes all the way.
Mercedes is right. I don't think Hamilton is going to give up at this stage. Look at this. He's got DRS. I think he's going to throw all his chips on a Japanese sushi bento box. And look at that. Bent over backwards, trying to get ahead of Vet. But it's the Vet man who has come out on top of this battle. And it's the Vet who has prescribed the Lou Dog some anti-worming tablets. Who's this? Is that Perez? Fucking Perez, man. He's fucked it up. He's eating gravel down at the side of the Japanese apex. Let's have a little look at what happened here. Perez tried to do a cheeky little choo-choo around the side of the Hideo Kojima Expressway ballpark and went sliding into the Hino board. And look at that, man. Spinchester United. Real sad ending for Perezio there as he tussled with the Toro Rosso on turn 2 of the Suzuka track, otherwise known as the Hideo Kojima hairpin.
And it's Valtteri Bottas who's taking the...
Oh, I say that, Jordan. I'm the one who says the winner end.
Sorry.
Yeah, Bottas has come first. Seb Vet taking second place, holding off the embittered Lucy Lou Banger Lubity Lou Dog. The Japanese crowd go insane for what they're seeing here at Suzuka. Yeah, Botthorse, what's going on, bud? You're the new king of the hill. Conor here back in the pit shack. Just wanted to welcome you to the pole position crew. Lou Dog is last week's old news, man. You are the new Botthorse.
Oh, yes! Missed that feeling, guys.
No worries, bud. Bottle of goose back at the pit shack.
And there you have it, Valtteri Bottas. First pole, first win since Baku, I think. A great day for the Mercs.
Botthorse, into first Mercedes. Drink your champers, yeah, Lou Dog, what you doing? Spray your partner with that champers now. Lou Dog, Botthorse, Formula 1 Mercedes. Thanks very much, guys. Somebody was just asking me there, is Miles Duncan core? Not Miles Dungeon Core. I don't know, we're gonna have to get onto the man himself and see if we can do that. This is one of his speeches he was given at the Four Courts one of the days there a few while backs. Can we hear what's going on there? Don't even know if we can hear that. Oh yeah.
Were included in 1918.
There
young
he is, man.
John A. Costello, who was covering the King's Bench Court for the periodical. Other contributors included names like J.R. Pierce and Hugh J. McCann. I mention them because clearly they are surnames which seem to have persisted in legal circles to this day. In 1914, it was generally 10 pages long. By 1918, it had been reduced to 8 or even 6 pages, given the scarcity of newsprint. So, what was the legal landscape like in 1914? Well, there were fewer than 500 barristers, as compared with more than legal landscape like 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 Hugh J. McCann. I mentioned Hugh J. McCann. I meant Hugh J. McCann. I meant it's long. By 1918, it's long. By 1918, it's long. By 1918,
Slong.
By 1918, it's long. By 1918, it's long. By 1918, it was long. By 1918, in action on the 7th of August 1915, hours after landing at Suvla Bay in Gallipoli. Another exception was the aforementioned Herbert. Know that we fools, a nationalist MP, who joined up were Protestant and used court officer training to wage warfare on of county court judges. Today, they were still to the House of Lords, still to the House of Lords, still to the House of Lords, still to the House of Lords.
Little sly wink there from the dung ball. Look, the dung beetle himself has spoken. Go in peace to love and serve the dung. Look, it was a rocky start back here today. I'm not gonna lie, it was, we've done a lot. I think we've done a lot for the racing genre myself. I think we've done a lot for the double chin myself. But I need to get back to Miles Dungan very fast. Miles Dungan is going to be taking up residency in Pygmalion next year. It's going to be class. Sunday afternoon, history come down. He's going to be going through the whole Leaving Cert syllabus, as well as first year European history for anyone who's studying history in university. Miles is going to be doing that whole syllabus over a bed of deep house beats. It's actually going to be a real Brian Pryor cruise of a night. You're all welcome. Look,
it's almost 6 o'clock.
We're gonna head off here now. All I can say is that Drive Time is back. Okay. It's been a while. We need to get ourselves together. We need to have a long, hard look at how we're gonna approach Japan and everybody and everything else out there. You know.
6 o'clock.
Robert Miles Dungan, thank you very much. Thank you very much to Porrick Keenan. Thank you very much. And also to this guy here, whoever the hell he is, what a legend. It's been a while, Goose. Bye, Pat. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, look, we came second in the Sunday Cup race too. What can you do? From me to you, Conor Williams, thanks so much. It's been an amazing situation, and we got a gold trophy out of it, and we're only going to get stronger. The road to Mercedes starts here. Thanks for watching. Peace, good night, God bless. See you later. One last thing there, just as a sign out. Sorry, just wanted to sign out with another appeal to anyone who can actually get over to Siberia at the moment. Unfortunately, our good friend and amazing band, the Goo Goo Dolls, have been captured and are being held in what they say is a Goo Goo Gulag. And I have a picture coming through the wire here, just in case you missed that. They are the band who sang that song back in the 90s, or late 90s. They're trapped inside. I know that looks like a child's rattle, but it's actually a Goo Goo Gulag behind barbed wire out there in the depths of Siberia. I got this on WhatsApp. You need to get your fucking act together now. NATO, the UN, help these guys. They had a #1 hit back in '99. They're looking out of a telescope, waiting for help. They're a classic band. We need them back. Please, whatever you can do, get these guys, the Goo Goo Dolls, back to us now. Okay? Conor Williams, signing out. Things have gone goo goo gaga here. We're gonna get the hell out of here. Thanks very much. Good night and God bless.
You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now. And all I could taste is this moment, and all I can breathe is your light. And sooner or later it's over. I just don't wanna miss you tonight. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. And you can't fight the tears that ain't coming, all the moment of truth in your lies. When everything feels like the movies, yeah, you bleed just to know you're alive. And I don't want the
World to see me, 'cause I don't think that they understand. Everything's made to be broken. I just want a brand new Zurich pension plan. Goo Goo Gaga! Goo Goo Gaga, man! Goo Goo Gaga! That's going right up your Goo Goo Gaga in a moment. Chimbu.
And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am.
See you later, guys. I want you to know who I am. See you later. Thanks very much. It's almost 6 o'clock. Bye-bye. See you later. See you later. ZurichTits.ie